Another lovely day in Subsistence and a little bit more building. I did go and gather some fibre in between episodes and have managed to make 22 cordage. We've got a few planks. I can get some more crafted. I've got a little bit of wood left. But you saw me building this last time around. This is slightly different from where we left off. I did move the large wall, I think that was here. That was blocking our view when the hunters were hiding in the trees there. I did move that into this position, just here, so that it covers half wall, but also down to the ground. I'll just go out and show you quickly. In order to get that to work, what I had to do was snap a platform at the top height, and then I could snap the wall. And then that goes all the way down to the ground, so it saves a bit of resources. I think I might have moved another one there, but you get the idea. So all of the ground now is covered with walls, which is awesome. We do need a few more wall pieces down to maybe cover some of these bottom areas here, but I think for now it's looking pretty good. We've still got our doorway hidden in the bush. There's nothing we can do about that. That bush is there to stay. But at least now, when I'm fighting the hunters and they're hiding in these trees, I can duck behind here, back out again, and we'll fight them like that. And I've even got this view as well. We can duck down behind that wall. And then down here at the lower level by the door, we've got full view of that area as well. So hopefully that's going to work out better. We have this kind of bump out here that follows the rock. We should have a look at that from below in a moment. Actually, I'll go and do that now because it helps to place the build in the environment. Yeah, it kind of maybe needed to go over a little bit more before we bumped out. But I like the fact that that is overhanging this area, and I've added a couple more pieces just side by side there. Let me grab some of these fibres while we're here. We're still going to need a lot more of this stuff in order to make more cordage. So I'll just grab this while I see it, and I might go and grab that wood as well. Let me get a weapon out just in case, because we've got hunters walking around now, and they could show up at any moment. They could be walking around to go fishing, so I need to kind of keep an eye out for them these days. We had them off for so long, you get a little bit complacent that, you know, you're not going to see anybody around. Right, anyway, our hunter is making progress. Yeah, it's got a couple of walls up, so that is definitely going to be the medium base. They are remarkably close. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Maybe some modifications, but we'll see how it works out in practice. Let me put that away. So this is all pretty easy to navigate. Nice outlook from here. And then we can go up to this upper level. And this does follow the cliff, which is a little better. And this is more for protection from animals, to be honest. And I might expand this all the way along, but we'll see how it goes. I need to probably put a stairway there. But I don't want to use those resources if we don't have to. So at the moment I can just jump up here anyway. So I'll leave that as it is. But we have to get started on the other side. So before we do that, let's just check food and power. See how we're getting on with power. We could have a steak and eggs. Berry. And let's put these other resources away. So we grabbed a bit of scrap. And a little bit of fibre, not much, but it will build up soon enough. And we're refining our ores here. So I want to get those all refined before we really go out and do much else. And power and mass is fine. I left the mass fabricator on and built the mass up to 271 so we can actually do some building. In here, I'll just drop that wood to keep the fire going. We've got 52 biofuels, so we're doing pretty well for that. So power-wise, I can definitely keep the generator running and build up a lot of power, maybe fill the mass up to the top. Might be a good idea. Okay, let's go and start building this wall over in this area, and we really need a slightly different approach to this because I do not want them to throw grenades and damage the ATV, which is going to stay here for the moment. So I think I need the wall a little bit further out. And I'm trying to see where might the best place be to place it. See, I think around this tree is too close. That's about the distance the other wall is away from the other side of the base. But I think it's too close. I think they could still hit the ATV. But the problem is, if I go much further, this starts curving away. So I think maybe here's going to be our area. So let me get a couple of platforms going. We're probably going to need a couple of small walls in order to step down, and definitely 1 or 2 stairs. So let's get some stuff crafted and we'll kind of tier it the way we've done over there. And just see what we can make happen. So, do I want this to line up? Probably. I want this to line up with this area because I am going to want to snap items in here. Can you snap a platform to that? You can. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick this up and put it down again, pick it up, put it down, and try and get it equally spaced all the way along. It's going to be a little long-winded. It won't take too long. Okay, so we're going to want to adjust the height on this. Let's do another one. Yeah, we're going to want the wall piece. So we've got one of those coming. That's good. And we can raise this whole thing up and get the height right. Maybe we'll have to raise it up a couple of times to get to where we need to. But we'll see. But we'll start it from here, and we know then it's going to be nicely placed to connect correctly to the base over here. So let's start with this. And yep, that's good. Pretty good, yep. Now, if I take this away, is that wall going to fall? I don't know. Let's see. Nope, that wall stays there. Okay. I'm going to move the wall as well, because otherwise I'm going to have a wall stuck over here and I'm not going to have anything nearby to snap it to move it. So we'll continue doing this. Let's see how this floor piece needs adjusting as we move further out. So we'll get it into the kind of position we need it to be in. Yeah, see, I think it needs to go up. We do not want platforms under the ground. And when we get to this sort of line here, so sort of somewhere around here, then we'll start going out and along to the cliff wall there. So I do think this needs to go up in height. So we will now snap this to this wall and then continue moving it outwards, which is all good. And this will give us positioning. I'm going to snap it here, but I am going to spin this around because I kind of want that face like that. I could put another wall and just snap it here, but I'm just moving the same one for now. Okay, that's looking good. Maybe 2 more moves, I think, maybe. We'll see. The height's looking good over here, though. Yeah, we're not cutting into the ground. Yeah, I think 1... Where does the corner... Where does it turn a corner? See, we're about level here, but then there's a high bit of ground. We really want to be here. So we might have to go one more up, I think, actually. Let's put this. Let's snap this in place. Might need to just go 1 more up in height. Oh, well that was nice. This has just spawned in around me. So I think if I snap this to the bottom of that wall, I think part of the foundation will be cut off. Ah, it's not really, but it almost is. Let's see if I just do that. There was another bit of wood, was there? Did I just say... Did I imagine that? No, here it is. So we want to eliminate this bump here, I think. Yeah, 1 more. 1 more out. And if you look here, this is getting dangerously close to clipping into the ground. So yeah, I think it needs to go up 1. And that's fine. And then this should snap to the top of that, and then I think we'll be good, hopefully. So we can do that like that. Maybe... Oh, do we need 1 more even? It would be nice to get that tree enclosed, wouldn't it? This is the edge, really, isn't it? This bit here. Otherwise, they're going to have a bit of high ground. Yeah, I think it's going to have to go 1 more. Possibly 2, but we'll see. And how are we down here? Because what we are losing now is this edge. Yeah, I'm going to have to probably curve the wall down to here. Okay, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go maybe 1 more over. Let's start using these other foundations. I think we'll do that. And let's start moving these towards this wall. Actually, I like the way those floorboards are going. Maybe we'll turn these around. How is this? Are we going to go 1 higher again? Let's have a look. We can definitely step this up if we need to. Let's spin that again. Yeah, I think we'll have to go 1 up. Ends. Pick this up. And we want that probably like this. And then number 6. Is that right for here? Yeah. Oh, it just misses that tree, unfortunately, but that's okay. Let's get one of these stairs in. Number 5. All right, that's good. Yeah. I don't hate that. Let's do another floor. And do we need to go 1 higher there? Maybe. At least we'll have the tree here for us to hide behind the wall. That's interesting. Okay. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, I think I'm going to go one higher there. I'm going to go one higher again. We'll raise it up. So number 5. Number 6. And we want the stair. And we want that right by the tree. Oh, nope, that's not positioned correctly at all. Try that again. There we go. That's better. Alright. Good. Again, we've got a little gap, but they definitely can't get through there. So let's, what do we want to work on the wall or put some of these? No, I think we'll put the floors down. We'll get those right first. I definitely want a couple of these sort of sat at ground level, which will be here and here, because what I'm going to do is this, this thing here, the ramp, I'm going to move it over to there so that we can drive over this set of wall, this area of walling. And with that in mind, how far will I be able to move this? Let me see, because this is going to be quite important. Can I just move this? Does it have to be within range of the BCU, or can it be anywhere? Shouldn't be necessary to be within range of the BCU, I don't think. I should be able to put this just over here. Let me move it a little further out. Can you snap? Alright, not ideal with where... Oh, I don't know, that kind of works. It's 1.5 foundations, which is weird. It's a shame that stairway is there, because this bit's perfect. Have to have another little stairway under there. Okay. Right, well, let's get the next bit of foundation down. Yeah, it looks a little odd. So what I want to do is when I am ready to take the ATV out, I would like to come here, drive over this platform and put the wall back. So I'll have to move the wall each time, or maybe put a garage door in. I'm not sure. A garage door is going to get destroyed by the hunters, unfortunately. So let's see. Can I move this? Would it look better slightly over? Let's see. Yeah, it might do. Although there is a bit of a lip here, obviously. It does seem to allow you to at least step up there. Yeah, I do prefer that over here, I think, without this lip. That looks a little better. We can drive through this one area. What does a garage door look like? Can we make them in here, or do we need to make them in the lathe upstairs? I think it's the lathe, isn't it? Okay. All right. So do we want to step down for this next one? Maybe. Let's have a look. We need one of those and one of those probably. Looks like I need a vegetable, so let me go and grab something. Maybe I can make a few more tomato soups or something today. We'll have one of those for the moment. And a steak. That'll keep us going. Wait, how are we doing? Fire might need topping up with that little bit of wood. How much more wood do we have in here? 120. Yeah, that's plenty. get some more going. I've only got one cordage. This is the limiting factor right now. How many more of these can we make? They're so much more expensive these days. 3, okay. So planks just aren't going to be an issue. I'll make a couple more. Let me go and grab maybe a little bit of cordage. A fibre, so we can make cordage, should I say? Goodness, okay. So is there anything we can disassemble over here? Or, well, I don't think so. This is the a bit of an issue here, the way you have to sort of jump over the edges. I do like the view that you get from up here. But all of this is vulnerable to bears just running up and hopping over the wall, that is for sure. Right, okay, what we're going to do here, we've got another foundation. Do we need to drop down a level and then turn towards there, maybe? Let me see what this looks like. See, I think that's getting quite high now. So let's do another drop down. In fact, I should have done it from this side, so we'll spin it again. Yeah, that needed to be dropped down. So this is going to snap down. Oh, do we go one more out? Because look, that's clipping into the ground. Although there's going to be a stairway there, so that's not going to bother me too much at all. Yeah, okay, let's make another small stair. And another platform if we can. And then we're out of cordage, unfortunately. We are going to have to go and get some more fibre. And we need a small something here. Alright, what are we doing now? Yeah, we're going to have to go on a fibre run. And we're definitely going to have to turn as well. But I think this is right here. I like this. We've managed to get it where the cliff turns. We're on the high ground, really. We've got the tree. We'll have a wall here, don't forget, to hide behind. We can easily just drop off the stairs, you can see there, to be behind the wall. So I think this all works. I'm pretty happy with this. So we'll do the stairway first. That'll go in there. And then this, which I think is lined up properly, yeah, needs to just snap in down here. And then we'll need a curved going that way. And then we need to link that up to that cliff bit there. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, so I'm going to put these back down on the hotbar, and I think we need to just run out now and get some resources. So let's put the planks and nails away. We're fortunate to have enough nails, so that's decent. We never did label these, did we? No, I'm just looking. Yeah, we need fibre. So, power's fine. Power's keeping up. 1.10 in. Only just, but it is keeping up without needing to run this. So that is nice. Fire's good. Right, yeah, let's take advantage of this time we've got now then, to just run out and go and grab some wood and fibre. It's getting dark, but we've got a few hours of in-game daylight left, I think. Let's let's grab this. Yeah, there's quite a bit of fibre around here. So we shouldn't have to interfere with any hunters or any animals too much. Should just be able to scoop up a bit of fibre before it gets too dark. And as we get a few more resources, we might adjust things a little bit more. And then when we're happy, we'll reinforce all of that hunter-facing area with the alloy sheets that we have, just to give us a little bit more HP on those pieces so they don't get damaged quite as easily. We saw from the first attack in the last episode that the guy stood back at the trees and threw a grenade, which is difficult to defend against completely. You really have to have your wall so far away that they can't throw a grenade and reach any of your items. But the problem with that is you end up with these huge compounds. But honestly, if they just throw the odd grenade and it damages the plant beds, then I can live with that. We can keep that repaired. It looks like they're not really going to damage the actual walls themselves too much, which is good. We have a rogue camp. And it's getting dark, so we should probably head back. Look how light that is. Why is that campfire like up in the air? Did he build his campfire in a tree, or is it burning through behind the... Yeah, I see what's happening. It's burning through behind that area and shining through those trees. Right, I've got to get back, but we do need this stuff, so I'm going to grab what I can. Okay. Now, it does make getting in and out the base quickly a little more difficult, this build. Whereas before we should just be able to run up and jump straight in. It's yeah, it's a little bit more tricky. But if we come at it from this direction, we can just run straight into the door. And the bush there does afford us a little bit of cover. So that's all good. Me get a light on. Put that gun away. And let's see how many more bits of fibre, cordage we can make now with all of this fibre. Not much. But maybe enough for what we need. Yeah, a little bit. Okay. I'll grab that and that, and we'll put that and that away. Got some rain. We'll keep the fire topped up. Get a light on in here. And let's top up our water. Plant beds, yeah, plant beds need watering, but we do have this rain now at least. Let's get these grown if we can. They should fill up, but they won't fill up very much, unfortunately. They're not going to magically fill up completely. It doesn't work that way. But we'll help them along. I need a couple of these canteens, really. We should have a watering can. It's very cold. I guess it is still March. It's -5. Do we have anything running in the extractors? No, nothing. Okay, Okay, so we can afford to make maybe 1 or 2 more platforms. I definitely need one of these, because we're going to have to turn at some point. We should make a few more boards, maybe. That'll be enough for one more thing. I can turn that on for a bit of warmth, because that fire is not reaching all the way over here at the moment. And we should eat. I'll have that liver. Okay. So yeah, I will pause here for a second, wait till morning, and we'll go back out and have a look at our handiwork and try and get an estimate of what we might need moving forward. So I will see you in a few moments. All right, we've got some daylight. It's very wet and difficult to see right now, unfortunately. Heavy storm going on. You can see the sunrise behind the, you know, they're affecting the light from the trees here. At least through this window. We've managed to make like 1 of these platforms and only have 4 cordage left. So I don't know how much more we can really do today. But let's go and have a look and see what we think about this in the light. So this is going to be the ramp that leads us out. Now, whether we put a garage door in here, I think maybe we will. And then we've got like a whole platform there and a half platform this side. We could even that up, but yeah, it looks okay. It looks okay to me. The height I'm happy with. We've just got to get this to turn now, so... Yeah, we're going to have to put a full platform there, another corner one there maybe. But do we want to step that down? Or maybe step it down here? I don't know that I can make any more of these. I'll make these 2 and we'll kind of see how it goes. I think I'm going to have to step this down. This is too high here. If I step that down there, it's going to be way too low though, I think. You look at the height of this wall here. If I add that into the side of this here, that's going to be underground, so yeah. Okay, might just have to have this bit raised here. Let's have a look, see how it feels. Do I want to go 1 more out and then turn? Or do we like this, maybe? So that's really high. I've got no cordage left. How much is it to make cordage these days? We need 11. How much do I have left in the box? I don't think I've even got enough to make 1. Let's see. No, we've got nothing. Nothing left. Okay. And you can't grow this stuff either. You've got to go and pick it in the wilds. Unfortunately. Let's go and gather a little bit. Maybe we'll get enough just to make 1 or 2 bits of cordage. Gotta be careful, because we could run into rogues around here. Going for fishing. Right, how much did we gather there? 6, okay. So we need a few of those plants. There's some up there. Let's get this one over here. A mini? 11. Is that 1? Yeah, okay. So 2 plants gives us 1. Assuming I've gathered them all. I thought that was something we could pick up then. Oh, I forgot. Okay. No, it's this stuff here we can collect, isn't it? Alright, I saw some fibre up here, so let's go and grab that, shall we? And there was a berry. I did notice that on the hill here. Is the cougar anywhere near? Very loud up here with this storm raging. Okay, nope, we need a few more. A little bit more up here. Very cold. We're in cougar territory up here now. Got to be careful of that. Okay, I might just sneak and get these bits of wood if I can. I think that'll do for the moment. Let's get some of this made too. Wolf and a bear. Let's go this way. We'll drag them over here. We'll run down the other side of our base. This is where we need our elevator. Ah, we could get a chicken. We could definitely get a chicken. There are a couple up here. There's a wolf. Alright, there's a wolf and a bear. Just gonna head in. I don't know if he's gonna follow me all the way to the door. He might do. I'm quite happy with this here. And we can get in there when we're being chased. We can make it. Okay, let's see. No. Okay. Alright, let's have a look at what we're going to do here then. I don't like how high that is there at all. Not at all. It's almost like we need a half platform. Which we don't have, do we? We've got a half stair, but we don't have a half platform. I could use a triangle foundation to adjust the angle. Or we could just go straight out and then do the turn. Well, we've got this one here. Let's put that away. Let's... don't you stop, please. Really? Can you jump up? He's not... He didn't jump away there. Okay. Come here. Yeah, bugger off now. Silly wolf. Now what I've got to do here is somehow move the corner piece there. Yeah, I think it's given me this one. Okay, well... let's just do that so we can actually see what we're working with. See, I think this corner... this height here is where we need to drop down. So I think I know what I want to do. Let's have a look. So can we afford to make one of these? We can. I've just realised this is placed wrong anyway. So let's move this. Just one side for now. And the piece here is where we want to have the change in height, I think. So this piece that I'm on now, I need to move that. I need to actually spin it around anyway and connect that up to there. Whoops. Needs to be the other way to match the rest of the floorboards. And then we'll just put another floor piece in here in a moment. And then this one needs to be down at the lower level, I think. I think it will look better and the turn will be smoother. So, we'll go that way, I think. Like that. And then we'll have a stair. Did I make any stairs? Maybe not. Don't forget there'll be a wall here anyway. And then this piece that we've got will now make the turn, and I think it will look much better. It won't be as high. Again, we've got the same issue though. We really need to drop it down. Alright, so stairway here before we move on. And I'm going to have to get more resources. A lot more building to do. What I'm thinking is maybe if I remove... Oh, I know what I can do. It's going to be a bit of fiddling, but we might be able to use this in place of some of these floor pieces, maybe, and just put some actual normal floors in. Because this is kind of wasted space here. Do we move the whole thing over a little bit? Move it all back this way, maybe? I might try that and see what it looks like. Yeah, I think that might work. We'll overlap these two foundations here. And maybe that will make the rest of this just look a little more... See, I know I'm going to have overlapping textures there, but maybe that'll just make this whole thing look a little bit more streamlined. Let's try that. That could be the solution I'm looking for. So we need this snapped to that. Some of these floors are going to be under the ground. A little. More than I'd like, but I think it's the nature of this area. I mean, I could even get away with that, but we're going to have a gap in the wall otherwise, so let's just do it this way, like we were. Yeah, this is going to be definitely snapped into the ground. That is right, yep. I mean, that's... I can live with that. I can live with that. Okay. Yeah, this could be what we need. So again, this moves that way. Yep, that snaps into there. There's a big bump here, isn't there, if you look? Do we need the height change here? Or do we want the height change further over? Let me put this out the way for a second. Do you see what I mean? We've got this. Do we want this bit of flooring to go flush against this? Let me get up on here for the moment. And then drop down? I think so. I think that makes sense, doesn't it? Yep, yep, that works. Okay, let's get this piece in. And we'll spin that around like that. So we still need a floor piece there, which I don't have. Do we curve it there rather than use this bit of stair here? I think we just need a floor piece in here. Yeah, that would not look too bad. I can't put this piece in. I could. In fact, that kind of looks good because I've got the solid edge at the back, if you look, to snap the wall to that will be underground partially. But I'm not wasting any of it this side, and that allows me to do this, to walk up onto here without needing a ramp. Ah, that kind of is sneaky. I like that. But this looks better, I think. Having this now just take up this much space. That looks much better. Yeah, we need this at this height for sure. So I think if that was too far in the ground, it wouldn't look right at all. Let's just check it. They would have the high ground, wouldn't they? I like having this bit of height here with the tree. It's not too high up either. Oh, I like that. Stair, stair. Exit for the ATVs, stair. Yeah, it's kind of like a double and a half, double. No, this is a triple span. And then down here, and this is where it turns, and we've got to get it that way. And I've just run out of resources now. I can't do any more, unfortunately. Let's have a berry water. What do we think about that? If I don't have that there, what would this corner look like if we turn? Let's have a look. Yeah, I don't want that. I want... I guess we would have to do maybe that? No? No, that wouldn't work either. Ah. I don't really want to bring it all back in order to line it up with here. Because this, I want something like this side. So I've got to make that transition to over here. So I think I'm going to have to come this way with a solid wall. A square foundation, and then snap this on the side of it. Yeah, we need more resources to play with for sure. Okay. Alright, well I think that's about as much as I can really do today. I'm going to have to just go out and collect a bunch of fibre in order to be able to build anything else. And I don't know about this, whether I want to just a squared off foundation here maybe. Or do I turn it earlier here and then go that way and then towards the wall? That is another option. But this is quite high. Yeah, I just don't have enough pieces. I think it's too far. It's too far this way. But it fits so well up at the cliff corner there, if you like, where the tree is. But I don't want to move that area, but this bit I need to be here instead. So I need to just move it all over, like 1 or 2 foundations. So maybe sort of come from here. And then that way. And put another kind of corner platform with these 2 pieces in. Yeah, maybe something like that. I don't think I like... That's way too high off the ground. So is that. Definitely needs to be down at that level. Just thinking aloud. Just looking at what might work best. I think we're going to have to do something like that. Have a little outlook area here. But then the main part of this goes this way. In which case this stairway is going to be a bit of an issue. But not really. We can have a stairway here. There'll be a foundation here. It's not going to be such a big step up, is it? And then you can just run up here. Once this is all enclosed in, it will look a lot better. I think I might have to live with something like this at this edge here. Alright, well, I'm going to wrap it up here and just go out and gather a bunch more fibre so that we can get some cordage crafted and start getting this built. I might go and make a garage door and get that placed here and see what it looks like. I imagine the garage door is the same width as this. And we have clearance, so we should be fine. Yeah, okay. I'm going to leave it at that. And yeah, we just need many more resources. So thank you so much for joining me. There is a bear somewhere. I have no idea where that bear is. Oh, God. Oh, no. Hello. That's how they keep getting down here. You little bugger. Yeah. Keep getting bears dropping in. Anyway, I'm going to go and carve him up. I'll leave you here and take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.